Let's have a look at the currencies. This is how we're trading this morning. Dollar yen 110.26. Interesting that Mr. Yen was talking to CNBC earlier this Friday and saying, well, maybe 100 is just going to be a normalization here as we get carry unwind. Let's see if Peter Rosenstreich has any thoughts on that. He is Chief Market Strategist at Advanced Currency Markets. Peter, very good morning to you. What do you make of Sakakibara's remarks?
You know, I would probably take those with a grain of salt. I think 100 is a very low figure and very far away given the fundamentals of Japan. I would say, 108, 105. At that point, Japan really has to start worrying about the effects of a stronger currency on their sort of their economic front. I think the BOJ ministers would have something to say about that.
Yeah, okay. Let's move away from his comments and let's see if we can tempt you out on some other parts of the market here. In the light of this continued credit story and the implications it has for risk trades throughout many asset classes, how do you see the currency markets continuing to adjust to this?
Well, I think in the last 3 or 4 months, we've seen continued bouts of these sudden risk aversion moves and carry unwind and sort of the subsequent currency market adjustments. And I take them with a grain of salt at this time. I still think the global outlook for equities is relatively strong, and I think we'll have continued through Friday with the equity markets going down and subsequent effect on the currency markets. But I think Monday, we'll see a bounce back in the equity markets and the U.S. dollar continue to its trend that we saw on Monday and Tuesday, which is a weak U.S. dollar.
What about the punchy inflation number that we saw yesterday? You don't think that'll temper or remove some of the probability for this December 11th cut that the market is pricing in? Right.
Well, one thing, the FOMC looks at, PCE a little more than the CPI figures that we saw yesterday. I think that's important to say. And at this point, they believe the slowing growth is going to have the adverse effect on inflation in the mid to long term, and that will offset any short-term inflationary pressures. I'm not necessarily sure that's completely the case. They may be turning a blind eye to a lot of the factors that are affecting the U.S. economy. But I think right now, the way that things are shaping up, we'll see a cut in December. Even with the inflation numbers.
Peter, what do you think the market is missing here in these currency trades currently?
I think right now, in the last couple of days, I think they're overreaching on the risk aversion trade. I think that underlying fundamentals of Japan are not warranting this stronger yen. I think the euro should continue to appreciate. I think the cable is oversold. I think they are, again, selling off on risk. And I think Monday we'll see a different market, just like we saw last week, on Monday and Tuesday, with euro dollar moving up to the 147 levels.
Yeah, and can I just ask you about the pound sterling, because that was the other big feature of this week, and
of course
the implications that maybe the market should be looking more to rates coming down than going up at this point.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much priced in the market that December we're going to see a move. That's not 100%, but I think that's relatively the market consensus that the next move is going to be down. And I think that was the move that we saw on the cable was very, very sharp, considering the fact that they're probably going to go only a quarter point and then hold for a little while. So I think the move was sudden, and I think we'll see continued appreciation in the cable because I think the move was overdone.
All right, Peter, nice to see you. Thank you very much for the analysis. Peter Rosenstreich, Chief Market Strategist at Advanced Currency Markets.